is that? The fuck is going on? Is that your mic? Are we live? Who is play? What was that?
I'm watching this Global Citizen concert and Sheryl Crow is on.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I said.
Ugh. Look, I don't mind her music. It's just my rule is this: if you have a mole that casts a shadow on your face, get it removed.
I resemble that.
I don't want to look at. Where's your mole? Where, is it cast a shadow? Well, look, dude. I mean, do what you got to do. Get us some dental floss as soon as this pandemic's over. But her mole, yours kind of. I didn't even know you had one.
It's the only time I'm ever in a list with Cindy Crawford and Robert De Niro, so I'm going to keep it. Famous moles.
Yeah, I know. I got it. I don't believe it. Colin Quinn once said about Aaron Neville, his mole.
Oh, that's not a mole. That's a brother that didn't make it.
He goes, even if there was an 89% chance you'd die in the operating room, you should still fucking take the shot to get that removed.
That's pretty
tonight is Kirill we're having in. Do you know anything about this guy?
No, so I looked at his Instagram, which was private, and then he finally let me into it, and I just looked around. It was a bunch of funny stuff.
Well, here's a kid that literally I took under my wing. He's this nice little nerdy kid, did video editing, did video back when cringe humor was before cringe humor. I mean, cringe humor, I think, was a website before, like The Stand. Cringe humor became The Stand. And cringe humor, man, it was way back in the day. And this kid was and then one day I go, he mentions me somewhere in an article. Somebody sends it to me. I go and I see this kid, and does my jaw drop? This kid
so popular now?
No, not that, you fucking goddamn nickel chaser.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know why your jaw would drop. I thought you were surprised that was your old mush.
Because not that he's more popular. I mean, yes.
I didn't say more.
You did.
I said so popular.
The word "so" means more. You can replace it with fucking more. I mean, can we be honest?
It's not what I meant, but I get how you feel.
Okay. Now I can't stop looking at the mole.
Like if Mushy Mike becomes more popular than us, then we make us murder-suicide pact.
Yes. If Mushy ever becomes more popular than us, God forbid there's some type of fucking
History Hyenas makes it to television.
Yes.
Promote Mushy Mike. We kill each other.
Yeah. And he actually books the role of Mushy Mike.
Yeah.
Just being himself. And he makes it goes for 10 years and he makes $200,000 an episode.
Not since Chumley has there been a more unlikely hero from Pawn Stars.
He is our Chumley. Mush is our Chumley without the witty banter and the charisma. Right?
Awkward body type.
Well, this kid Kirill, I turn on, I go, and I see, dude, he's a beautiful piece of shit is the only way I can fucking describe him.
What does that mean?
I mean, he's a beautiful hunk of garbage. He's got chicks whipping their tits out. He's got, pouring champagne down buttholes, and he's got his thing. Kirill was here. I guess I don't know. We're going to find out. I haven't talked to him. We haven't talked in a long time. So I wanted to have him on the show because, I want to have interesting people on our show. I want to do, and in these times with political correctness, he's almost, we were talking about Opie and Anthony last night and all the crazy shit they used to do. This guy's doing this stuff now.
But he's doing it just on the internet, right?
He's doing it on the internet, but he's doing it live. He's going to parties.
No, but I mean, his outlet is the internet. I'm just saying because the reason why he's able to get away with it is because he doesn't have like corporate sponsors. Good for him. I mean, he's using the Wild West to his advantage.
But we don't know if he doesn't have corporate sponsors. I think he might. Wouldn't it just take one corporation to go fuck it?
Some do. You know what I mean? Like you look at like, you know, everybody had Adam and Eve as a sponsor at some point because they didn't give a shit and they were selling sex stuff anyway. But it just took, you know, there's a couple of places that are like, look, we want the audience. We don't care about the show.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. Well, this kid, I mean, I went to a rabbit hole with this kid, Miguel.
Yeah.
Miguel, I went to a rabbit hole.
So what'd you find? Anything good?
I mean, dude, it was crazy. I was like, God, I wish I knew this guy back then. I mean, I don't think he's rich. I want to find out. I want to find that. See, that's why I need you here. Those are the things I'm no good at.
All of those questions.
You're good with all the questions that I want to know, but I would never think of, or I'm too aggressive to ask. We need your first, second, third, fourth, fifth gear.
I'm in.
Right?
I'm in.
Yeah. You're in.
My gears are oiled and ready to go.
Your gears are no. Let me ask you a question. Now, this mole, we can get rid of it right after the thing. Let me see it.
So
why is Mike? All right, hang on.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
we looked into like little kid. It didn't bother me, but I had it checked out and make sure it wasn't cancerous. And one of my best friends is a plastic surgeon and a ENT, so he checks me all the time. He took some stuff off my kid's head, but it's fine. I'm too old now to care.
You don't give a shit, huh?
No, I had these little bumps on my nose.
Yeah.
They weren't moles. They looked like a pimple that didn't go away.
Yeah.
I had one, then I had two, and then they just kept going. So I had those taken off a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he cut them and stitched them, and then I told everybody I got attacked by a bobcat, and everybody believed it. I put up a picture of me with all the stitches, and then a dead bobcat on a tile driveway, and I go, I finally got one, and everybody was like, holy
Hey,
shit.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There he is. Click the video. Click start video down the bottom.
Oh, share. Oh, got it.
There you go.
Okay.
There he is.
What up? Is this live or no?
This is fucking live, motherfucker. This is live. Hey, is this going on YouTube, Mike?
No, just your Patreon.
You want to throw it on YouTube real quick?
Sure.
Can you do that live?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Throw it on YouTube. What do you think, Mike? Throw it on.
Mike could do anything he wants to fucking do.
We'll throw it on YouTube. It's a Saturday night. People are dying to fucking watch some shit. And here is Kirill was here. What the fuck, dude? How you doing, son?
I am alive, Dad. I feel like you're in Iraq. I feel like we're just talking.
Yeah, I'm in my shed in my backyard in Westchester, Bestchester.
Love it.
This
is our warehouse. This is where all the shit happens.
This is Mike Calta, #1 radio guy on the west coast of Florida. He's my #1 best friend, and he's the guy we do the show with every night. Calta and Kelly.
You're rich when you have your own warehouse.
And
why are they labeled Robert Kelly and Bradley Cockbender? Who's
I didn't. He changed his.
Okay, because And so who's Mike?
Mike is Mushy Mike. You pick which one's Mushy.
Oh, they both everyone kind of looks alike if you actually look at us all.
We do look like variations.
Yeah,
different stages of cancer.
Different. Mike. All right, Mike's there. Okay, got it. And that's Bradley.
Let me ask you a question there, kid Kirill. Listen, I'm trying to explain to everybody the backstory of you. Who's that dude in the background?
Right now.
Oh, that's my business partner.
Now, what happened? You used to be a little nerd.
I know. I'm still a little nerd, but now I'm just a little nerd with a little more confidence. What'd you say?
Not with those sexy ass Brooke Shields 1987 eyebrows.
I love it. Dude, I don't know. I just once the comedy club closed because I worked at comics, I was kind of left without a job, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll go full nightlife, and just went from comedy straight to party mode, and kind of got sucked into that scene.
What is party mode? What is nightlife? I don't know what this is. I've never done that.
Oh, dude, nightlife is it's like literally a carbon copy of comedy. It's got the same bullshit, the same like rivalries between clubs. It's the same exact beast, except it's just with DJs and drugs and alcohol and hot girls. And I had a camera, so I just started taking photos of parties and built a reputation for having the wildest photo party site out of New York, and then started traveling and going around and.
Oh, okay, stop. I'm gonna lead you through this a little bit.
All right, so go.
Son, I'm gonna lead you through this a little bit. I need to know what a photo site is. What is that? What are you?
Before there was, I don't even remember what sites there were where you could upload photos to. There was no Instagram. I just built out a site where I would upload pictures, and it was just of parties, girls, celebrities, like random people in any night I went out. It was like a photo diary, basically.
All right, let's cut to this. When did the titties come out? When did you start?
Titties came out. Just one girl randomly flashed me, and I was like, "Holy shit! Am I gonna try to put this on the internet because my site's never been X-rated before?" And so I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna treat this like a war photography," and it happened. I have to document it, and I have to show the world. And the minute I put that photo up, it kind of set the tone. And from that night, every night, some girl would run up and be like, "Oh my god, I want my tits on the internet." And then the site, sex being on that site instantly like injected it with like 10 times the traffic, because now people were like, "Yo, holy shit, you see this girl from like Minnesota, look how good her tits are, like we grew up with her." It's like the girl next door vibe. That's what it was.
There's something about non-famous tits that guys are
exactly
yeah,
exactly, because you're like, "Yo, I went to school with those."
Oh
yeah, or that's my friend's daughter.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Having a daughter, this is my worst nightmare.
What, seeing her with Kirill?
Yeah, I'd have to kill Kirill.
Right. I used to have a tagline that I would tweet like, "If you raise your daughter right, she won't end up on my site."
Now, what about like?
Wait a minute, stop! I want to say that again. That rhymed. If you raise your daughter right, she won't. I like that. And you used to slap a sticker.
I still do. You put stickers on their nipples. It's the best billboards ever. Like, why buy Facebook ads when you could just put your logo on a girl's tits?
If she ends up on your site, be ready for a fight.
Yeah. I got knocked out once.
You really?
Yeah.
By who?
In Jersey, this girl came up to me and she was like, "Kirill, I just want champagne all over me." And I was like, "Yeah, obviously this is going to happen." And I poured it on her and took photos. And 5 minutes later, some dude runs up and he's like, "Yo, that's my sister. You got to delete these." And I played like, "Hey, well, she's in charge of her own decisions and she wanted me to post these, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "I'm not afraid to go to jail again." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm like," and security jumped in, they separated us. And then he waited outside the club for 2 hours. And then when we were walking out, I was kind of like stumbling out and he jumped out of the bushes and basically just hit me right in the face. I had to get stitches. And it was obvious, like luckily and surprisingly, the only time that's ever happened.
And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right now, was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. One over the course of 11 years, those are great odds.
Were the tits worth it?
Great tits.
I haven't heard, dude, Mikey, I haven't heard great tits since the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
Like nobody says, "She's got great tits."
Great tits.
Because you can't say that. I mean, you're in the middle of all this shit and you're still doing.
I think I got away with it because I was upfront about it, right? Like everyone was doing it behind the scenes who got caught. I'm like, hey, the evidence is in the middle of the dance floor, like, right? Like this isn't like, hey, Kirill did this backstage. The show was the show.
So this is, I don't know if you're too young to remember, but this is kind of like a resurgence of Girls Gone Wild.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
Wild was huge.
I tell you why I love Girls Gone Wild. And if you ever see, there'd be down in New Orleans, there'd be some hot college white chick around a bunch of fucking white frat boys. And she'd be like, "Yeah." And she'd whip her tits out. And then all of a sudden you see one black hand come up from behind and just shake a titty.
the rapiest hand ever. Like it'll happen at parties and you're like, bro, like you're ruining everything.
So clearly you're making money off this, huh?
Right. But Joe Francis really made money off of it. And I'm like, for like 2 years in jail to come out, however much money he has, kind of worth it.
So what is the way to make money by having?
Well, it's kind of like a comedian's life, which is, like I said, where I kind of learned, all my early roots started, is I just travel around and do parties in the same way a comic will go to a city and work there for a weekend. I'll go for a night and then go to the next city. And I get, X amount of dollars, right? Like, so it's like a club's just booking, like, imagine, hey, it's Kim Kardashian's coming for her birthday, except I'm 1,000 times cheaper.
but you're going to give them the exposure.
Right. It's more like, all right, Kirill will bring his crowd. We'll have like 30 fat girls covered in milk by the end of the night, and that's just something they want.
All right, why? Now this is the thing, because you switched from champagne to milk.
Because once I started doing champagne at these parties, other people would buy champagne and do it. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. I started that, but now I have to kind of be the only one to be able to do something. So I was like, let me be the only one. Who else is going to have milk at the club? So
Why
I started demanding. So I needed a little bit of showmanship above everyone else.
Why don't you do your own champagne? This way, when they buy it, it's got to be your Kirill champagne.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan until the pandemic hit.
Everything up for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, because can I be honest with you? I'm not a girl with tits, but I'm a guy with tits, and I wouldn't.
Nice, right?
No, I wouldn't want milk on my shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're coming out for that.
Oh,
like it's not like I'm not unannounced, right? Like you're not just at a party and then I just show up and spray milk on everyone. It's kind of like hopefully enough of the people in the room are aware. It's like Gallagher, right? I'm literally Gallagher of nightlife. Like I just throw as much liquids on people as possible, post it on the internet, and it's disgusting.
Have you been to Tampa?
I'm sorry?
Have you been to Tampa?
Yes. Florida is like my favorite. I mean, it's the obvious, easiest place to do a party.
But I don't know why I don't know. Like I haven't been a part of this. This is wonderful. I want to spray milk on people.
I've done Tampa a bunch of times.
This is what
I was supposed to be in Tampa like a week or two ago.
Do you know where? Like, do you have a spot down here already? Ybor City?
Yeah, wherever the arena is.
So downtown. So
yeah. There was a couple clubs that with nightlife, like all they do is rename a club every year and just put a new fresh paint on the wall. So I don't know.
I hope you end up coming back because I would like to. So
dude, Tallahassee, Tampa, Orlando, all those cities. It's like I don't even know why they bring me down there because I don't really need to do my job. Right. Like I show up and they're already half naked and they're just like, oh.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm needed.
I did afternoon. I do a talk show, but I don't do political talk. I just do talk. Yeah. And I did afternoons for a long time because like less pressure and competition than mornings, which I do now. Right. So we would just do as much dumb shit as we could. We've had animals in the studio, but always nudity. But like we get good tickets and we'd be like, let's do fattest naked chick, oldest naked chick, mother-daughter naked. And we never had a problem getting guests ever.
Dude, that's the best. Like after a while, after seeing like, all right, hot chick, it's more fun to start delving into like, what can I get? Like we had a girl who was like, I want you to pour champagne in my fake leg and then pour it on my head. Yes, that's hilarious.
Now, but buddy, my son.
Yeah.
Son. Now, I mean, all right, so you're at the party, it's your job, but are you indulging?
Used to. No. I was, like any guy with a girlfriend when I first started doing it, I was a piece of shit. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I was just a piece of shit. And then eventually I got older and I was like, like to me, the parties now, it's more fun to just push the limits of what people can do to be silly and get on camera and less about like, oh my God, look at that hot chick getting naked. You know what I mean? It's just.
Because you really get old after a while.
Yeah, I'm literally jaded. It's like the gayest thing I could say, but it is.
My wife, you know, Dawn.
Yeah.
Who
loves milk.
Who was, shut up. He's a fucking cunt. She does like milk, but she's very disappointed in you.
I'm sure.
My wife, because you understand, Mikey, we took him in literally.
I lived on your couch for like a month.
He stayed at my house. This is back before he had to bring a computer system. Like
we were burning DVDs. Like we were making. It was just. Facebook was still at that time invite only. That's how old it was.
Yeah.
I remember I was in college and it was my second semester and I left college to go work on this DVD for the Troops with Bobby.
It's called Full Metal Comedy. I recorded a night at the Comedy Cellar and me, Colin Quinn and Steve Byrne were going to Iraq to perform for the troops for 2 weeks. And we made this thing, Full Metal Comedy. And, you edited everything at my house. I had he would be up all night, and I would sit next to him, and he'd fall asleep.
Because it was such a piece of shit. Like we'd watch the thing render scene by scene, and he'd just, Kirill, the next one's ready. And I'd shuffle over.
I would stick popsicles in your mouth to give you sugar, just to give you energy.
You know, the crazy part is I have no idea what my parents thought I was up to. Like, no clue. Did they ever really check in on me? Never once. I have no idea what they were thinking, but I lost my full scholarship that semester because I never went to school, like to class. And my parents were furious once that happened. It's like Russian immigrants, first person to basically fail out of college in our family. And she dragged me down to the dean of the art department. And I brought him the DVD, and he goes, "This is more important than a semester of school." And he reinstated my scholarship.
Wow.
Because of me.
Yeah. And then I dropped out the next semester when I failed out. They need to hang out with you guys.
How disappointed is she in you now?
They love it. They get it.
They don't give a shit.
No, to them now, this is like, this was the American dream. Like,
Mike, do you have any of his stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I want people to understand what we're talking about here. It looks from the outside, you're just a piece of shit, misogynist, fucking piece of garbage. I mean, especially with all the social justice people now,
right?
You can't say anything. You can't even. Excuse me, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. You can't even say nice ass. You can't even say, oh, she's got nice dick. You can't say anything. You look pretty. Why do I gotta look pretty? You get in trouble for anything now, and you don't give a fuck.
Right. I think it was kind of like South Park in that sense. I started being a piece of shit right from Twitter, right from the start of Instagram. And it was like, oh, this is like Kirill's little corner of the internet. And it's like, oh, what did he say? Like, yeah, it's fucking Kirill. And also, anytime anyone tried to like boycott a party, which I've had like parties shut down.
By who?
By like local townspeople in Canada. Like there's newspaper articles like where the people are like outraged about what I'm doing. But the local slutty girls who are like, Kirill gives us a forum to be us.
Yeah.
Literally go, are you telling us that we can't make our own decisions about our bodies? And then it instantly kind of like goes away. Right. It's kind of, I have a pretty good army.
Well, because it's like you want to be, you don't want slut shaming, but you don't want sexism.
Right.
So you don't want a piece of shit like you coming in town, but a lot of women want to fucking show their titties and have a good time and be sluts and do weird shit. And so you can't have.
I also think there's something about being a piece of shit on the internet and being normal in person is disarming. It's like a wolf in sheep and wolf's clothing in this sense, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's like when they show up to the party, like, oh my God, he's so nice. And then they're like, oh, let's just get naked. Like, this is a safe, fun environment. But everyone from the outside looks at it and goes, this is horrible. But honestly, without those people, I probably wouldn't be here anyways, right? You kind of need the pushback.
Mike, show me some of this stuff.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no sound, huh, Mike?
Music rights.
Music rights. Oh, Mike's on top. But look at it. You're pouring milk. Where's the titties? Any titties, Mike?
It's on YouTube, so no. But
I have some other clips I could probably.
We're on YouTube, so no.
Are you?
Okay.
I can give you Vimeo. You want a good one? Vimeo one?
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a guy.
Oh,
sorry.
no. He can't show it, right?
The midget.
Sorry, I haven't got laid in a long time. I've been quarantined. I'll fucking bang a midget right now. Pour milk on him. I'm on the whole 30. I haven't had dairy in fucking 18 weeks either.
Send it to Bobby. I know Bobby wants to watch it.
What?
Well, we can't show because it's on YouTube, right?
Send it to Bobby's phone so he can watch it.
All right, listen, Mike. We gotta. This kind of mushy's kind of bugging me now, Michael. Because I feel like he's acting like a feminist right now.
Oh no, I don't care about that.
He's trying to bring us down. We want to see titties. And
he's trying to bring us down.
Just because Ellen's there.
Yeah,
she's not home right now.
So why don't you want to see some milk titties?
Oh, I don't care about that. But if we're on streaming on YouTube right now, and if we do that, they'll take the stream down.
So if he sent you videos of titties, you wouldn't want it, Mike?
I'll watch them, but I can't share them to the screen.
But you want them?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Say I want milk titties.
I want milk titties.
There you go.
Say it better.
Say
Sounds
like you
weird.
really want it.
I want milk titties.
Scream it at Kirill. Say you want milk titties.
I don't want to scream it. That's
Well,
kinda
just
weird.
say it. Say it fucking aggressively.
I don't want this to be a clip. So
What? Why would I not want you to make a clip?
Yeah,
Give me my milk titties.
they're usually yelling it at me anyways.
Say it like an 80s wrestler. Give me my milk titties.
give me my milk titties.
So I keep going back to this, but I gotta ask you. I need to, and I know that we just met, but I need to know how much money you're making. I need to know how much. Like I need to know because here's the thing: you're not worried about corporate sponsorship. That's why you don't give a fuck.
Yo, well, I had to make that distinction pretty fast because originally it was a photo website that was parties, and for the first 2 years there was no nudity, and I had a lot of corporate deals. I was like the official photographer for like Hennessy. I was touring with artists and doing shit for Don Julio. And at some point, once it got a little smuttier and my Twitter got dirtier and the social media got a little more offensive, like they're like, Kirill, you can't really make a Hitler joke 24 hours before you shoot a Hugo Boss party. You know what I mean? They're a little sensitive about that shit. So it was kind of like, I didn't leave corporate America to then shoot for corporate America. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep going kind of my direction and see where it takes me. I always knew graphic design. I could always fall back on like a day job if I had to, but I was just going to like ride this thing out my way.
So the money is coming mostly from the clubs that book you?
Yeah, the money is always, I mean, besides the merch now for the past 2 years, before it was strictly from just being a road dog, just being at like 12 parties a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Taxing.
Yeah, with hangovers, not pretty.
Yeah. I
Are you
fun when you're in your 20s, but
yeah, I mean, well, that's why it's like now it's bad, and I had to turn to like weed to find the cure for the hangovers. But yeah, I'm blacking every night.
Really?
Yeah, you can't talk to drunk people sober. I'd literally kill everyone at the party around me. Like I would stab at the amount of coked up Red Bull breath. Everyone's trying to tell you the same story. If you were sober, I wouldn't be able to pour. I would feel bad for everyone. I wouldn't be able to pour champagne on anyone. It would be a very like, what am I doing with my life kind of moment.
Yeah.
If I just stood there sober.
Like guys who are like, dude, look at my wife's titties or look at my girl's titties.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've heard about my Hoboken incident.
What?
Oh my God. So this was a year and a half ago. I do this party once a month at a club in Hoboken, and this dude comes up and he just gives you that aggro handshake. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Like, you're tougher than me. And he's like, this is my wife. She's going to fucking show you her tits later. I'm like, oh, okay. This guy's totally in charge of every decision here. So we're drinking. I start pouring champagne on people, and I stand up on the bar, and this dude throws her on the bar. She takes all her clothes off, and he starts fingering her in front of the entire party. There's cameras are out. I'm standing above them all on the bar, just like, oh my God. Everybody was in shock. Like, the next day, the nightclub is shut down. It makes it on every news source because it was sexual assault in Hoboken nightclub. Oh. And I'm like, this is the last thing I need for my career. It's like, Me Too is riding high. Like, my name associated with sexual assault nightclub, like the worst thing that could possibly happen. I'm like, every club booking I have is going to fucking disappear and I'm going to be homeless. We kind of sit on it and it slowly starts like going like, oh, it turns out they're married. And so then it's kind of like, all right, it's not as bad. And then they're like, oh, he's a cop. And then the whole story just changed to, you know, cops are supposed to uphold a certain morality, blah, blah. And now I was completely out of the paper. So that was just like, all right, I've literally dodged a bullet with that one. But that was probably one of the scariest moments of my career.
Cool cop
where a dude just literally throws his wife on the bar and fingers her in front of 400 strangers.
Are you reading it, Mike? What'd you say, Mike?
I said story changed to cool cop fingers wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
You made a jokey.
This is a horrible story. You have any video you can share with us?
Yeah, I think it might be on some. I think it's on Pornhub.
It's on Pornhub, really?
It probably is. I mean, it's somewhere out there.
We should not be on YouTube. We should shut YouTube down so we can watch some of these. Right? What did I do? Why would I put it on YouTube? Mike,
you know what you could do? Is this going to go on Patreon?
Yeah.
So I can just send you a bunch of clips and you can load it in for your guys and be like, yo, here's a bunch of links.
All right,
after the stream, we can do a few more minutes. It's not streaming. That's just for Patreon.
Yes. I want to see some clips.
Yeah,
Like,
you got to pull it up. It's somewhere. I mean, I don't know where it is. I was horrified. My career was over in my head, so I just tried to distance myself from it. But I know it's on like Pornhub or something.
But like a phoenix, she came back to get titties in another club right after that.
it's a weird fucking business, man. It's a weird thing you created because I've never heard of this. Like I've done stuff with Beecher, Jeff Beecher.
Right.
And he was like a circus guy. He would have conduct a
It's
whole
like the
circus.
Barnum Bailey of nightlife. Like it was just
yes, and he would do all this. I remember we're in Vegas. He got arrested because he went over to the MGM. He got into a now, mind you, is 400 and something pounds. He jumped in the fucking fish tank at the Rainforest restaurant with a sign that said Beecher's Madhouse Saturday night at the Hard Rock. And
Right.
they have him floating in the tank. This fucking huge guy. And they arrested him, brought him down. But I mean, he sold the place out for the
it's
next
the best press ever.
yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
And
yeah.
he would have a table of hookers. He had a stripper table. He had like, I remember fucking Paris Hilton was in the audience, Tara Reid. I mean, all these famous people would be there. And he had a gay Russian 6-foot sword swallower. He had a guy that balanced a moped on his chin. He had all these fucking dancers and all this shit. It was fucking debauchery.
Right. It's fucking awesome. That's exactly what I do, except with local talent that isn't famous. So it's just like girls that want to come through and just get retarded.
I smell a girlfriend.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I smell.
Yeah, I've always had a girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah. I'm so scared of being alone. I don't like to be alone at all.
You don't have to say who it is if you don't want to, but did you have, like, I have a lot of famous guys, baseball players and football players and stuff, and they'd want to come and sit in the studio and watch, but they didn't want to be on camera. Do you get a lot of that?
I do from like, and like that's why like I have like in my rider, it's just like, you know, like it'll be like silly string and masks. Because sometimes someone does come through and they'll like wear a mask and you'll be like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. But most of the time it's like, if they'll come up to me and they'll just be like, oh my God, I follow your shit. It's hilarious. And I would have no idea. And then you remember that 90% of these people have like 40 ghost accounts. So it's not like you can actually, that's why I give props to like any celebrity that actually interacts with, especially my shit. Like Mario Lopez comments on every post. And you're like, dude, you are on like prime time family TV. And I'll put up some tranny joke and he'll just be like, LOL. And everyone in the comments is like, did AC Slater just comment on like more props to anyone that kind of fucks with anything I do, because I do understand that most of my shit is pretty toxic to anyone's reputation.
Yeah, you are toxic.
Yeah, which is kind of like I enjoy being the lone ranger, because in my head I'm like, oh, it'd be dope to collab with this person, and I'm like, I just shoot myself in the foot. No one can work with me even if they wanted to, because it's like, even if we come up with something fun and creative and awesome, it's like, yeah, that's the kid who printed the word retard on a t-shirt.
Ooh. Now you have, it looked to me like you're in a bomb shelter, like the basement of a
yeah, this is kind of like the office warehouse where in LA we do like all the merch shit.
And you're in LA now?
Yeah.
And how many partners do you have?
For the merch, it's just us two here, and then I have a partner in New York, and that's it. And then we just kind of have a staff that prints everything, and we're all.
Was that one of your dildos going off?
No, it's the new little butt plug we have.
Yeah, you got a new butt plug, and on the back, what does it say?
Assholes live forever.
You goddamn right they do, especially when they're open like that. Let me see that butt plug.
Oh my God, I can show you you would love it. When your thing can show nudity, I have something to play for you. We did a promo video for this with a porn star. That's hilarious.
What's his name?
You know what? I throw around the term porn star loosely now. I think there's too many girls that are just hot and naked on the internet that call themselves porn star. So it's the chick that gets fucked for money.
I'm into feminism. I don't believe in sexism. I get it. But it's good to know that there's girls out there that still want to fucking be a little dirty, still want to go and get some stuff put on a boob at a party, whip out a titty and stick something in their butt. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. I mean, I can't do it anymore. I mean, I'm married. I got a 6-year-old. I'm fucking, playing Minecraft and eating chicken cutlet with coconut flour instead of regular flour. mean, I'm finished. I'm done. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way.
Yeah, but you
Yeah, I'm still there though. Like the lights are on, but nobody's home half the time.
yeah, you're like you're going in all these parties, and look, your girl doesn't fool around with other girls.
No, she doesn't even come to the parties.
That's the one you marry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring her on the road. Who wants to be in Winnipeg with me pouring milk on girls? Absolutely fucking nobody. You trust me? I would love for you to. I've begged friends to go to Winnipeg with me, and nobody wants to.
Oh, Winnipeg is death. Have you been to Winnipeg, Mike?
Dude,
No.
the best hotel is at the airport. You sleep like 2 feet from the runway.
Yeah, dude, they have a hotel. Most hotels, you in the winter, it's so fucking cold in Winnipeg. Everything goes underground like moles. So in the hotel, you go straight down to the ground, and it takes you all the way under the city like a mall. So you don't even see sunlight all day. You just walk in under the and you pop up every once in a while. It's nuts. But hot chicks, they have a lot of hot chicks in Winnipeg.
Well, not at my parties.
Not at your parties?
No, not at my parties.
I would love that. I would love to see you go to like.
I like going to places with personality. Like
Yeah,
you go to like Buffalo, you know. You go to Niagara Falls. That's where like the characters come out. Like it's easy to like, oh, we go to Miami. That's where all the hot girls are. But after, it's like I'd rather go see like a few toothless people.
Well,
what's
I got them all for you.
What's the craziest thing that you've done? What's the craziest shit that's happened at
We
parties?
just talked about this the other day, me and my friends. So this is at the start of Snapchat, and I had a Snapchat account, and I figured out that you could screenshot Snapchats before anybody else could. And I just fucking put a request on Twitter. It was like, everybody who follows me, send me snaps of your tits and like write Kirill somewhere on your body. And I had like 200 snaps sent to me, screenshotted them all. I was bored in my hotel room, sitting in Miami, and I built a website called SnapchatSluts.com. 2 hours later, Gawker wrote about it. So the site like instantly blew up. And then an hour later, Snapchat sent me like the most insane cease and desist because I exploited their software before anybody else. You can Google it. I think it's like, just type in Snapchat sluts and Gawker. And they first of all, they shit talk me the entire time. But they're like, oh, we found that he's exposed this flaw in the Snapchat system where you can screenshot everything.
How'd you figure that out?
What?
How'd you figure that out? That you could
I just assumed you could screenshot and apply it to an app. I was like, how could nobody ever tried this yet? And so
like screenshot like you do on your phone, on your iPhone?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, the same way. But I was like, how did nobody figure this out? And I'm getting all these photos. I'm like, let's just build a site and see what happens. So yeah, I have a history of doing shit and then getting kicked off. I'm banned from Snapchat. I'm banned from Twitter. I'm banned from TikTok.
This is the thing with, and I this is my theory. Fucking nerds have taken over the world. Yeah. You're looking at a fucking nerd. See, like I would come up with something like that. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'd need him to figure it out. But the nerds figured out, look, why are we writing for comedians? Let's just be the comedians. Let's just go learn piano and be a rock star. Let's go fucking be nerds and create apps and then become fucking gazillionaires or have a bunch of chicks show us their titties. That should be some blonde guy with muscles. Not some.
But a blonde guy with muscles doesn't need to do all this work to get attention. I had to put 11 years to get here. Like a blonde guy could do this in 30 seconds. A hot guy would attain everything I've done in about a week.
A hot guy?
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
Exactly. That's why.
Yeah, but he'd still need a nerd. Everybody needs a nerd.
You need a nerd in your life.
I've always had a nerd.
I know you do. You've always had. You've surrounded yourself with nerds. You always had like the first websites.
Yep.
You were cutting edge in the beginning of that whole like tech bubble comedy scene.
Yeah, I know. I did everything first, and then I'm fucking sitting here in a shed right now.
Look at us now. We're ahead of the curve now.
Yeah. We're ahead of the curve.
Sure.
Right.
You think we're ahead of the curve?
We're doing this every night, same time. Good.
How does this work? Is this like, can you guys see how many like viewers and all this shit? Like, is this the new way to do?
Well, I don't know if I think it's I don't know. I think right now doing shows and I think Mike, Mike's smarter at this shit than me, but yeah, every night, same time, going on, having guests.
It's the consistency, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think, right, Mike? He just said it.
Also, it's been funny. It's been, the guests have been great, and it's growing, but we got in at the ground level.
Right.
Yeah.
Figure out how to show titties, we'd probably have more people watching.
We could have.
I mean, story of my life. If you could actually get away with doing what you wanted to do on platforms.
Mike, can we show titty on Patreon?
On Patreon, yeah, because you're 18 and up, but
shut the fucking YouTube down.
Okay.
Let's shut YouTube.
Do you want to see the butt plug video?
I want to see some butt plug video. Hey, you hang on, stop. YouTube. You want to see the butt plug video that we're about to show you? Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. For the price of a fucking caramel macchiato with almond milk instead of regular milk. Right now, go join. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. We're gonna be showing some butt plug.
I'll go through the archives. We'll see what we can find.
Let me know. Right now, send us some shit. Is it on there?
Can I share a screen or how?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me stop the stream and
wait.
then we
Stop. Wait.
Yeah. Well, let me get my.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're gonna stop the stream. Everything else will be available on Patreon later.
Mike, tell your